What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing the Reise no perks challenge. So for this strategy, when I'm in the first room I just use my pistol and knife and eventually the Kar 98K. Try not to buy too much in the starting room because the best thing to do is get to the power area as quickly as possible, because that's the area that I stayed in for this entire run. My goal for this challenge was to make it to round 25, and I ended up getting to round 26, and you'll see why I ended up dying on that round later on in the gameplay. But early on, just chilling in here. I mean, this map is really fun, but it kind of sucks for getting to high rounds, mostly because the mid-round dogs, and doing this with no perks, they are the biggest nuisance of all time because the dogs are what will down you. But that's why I think it's best to camp in the power area and leave that door behind you closed. So I'm gonna be heading there now, and all I do here is turn on the power. Gonna use my Thompson for a little bit and hit the box. The two guns that I've tried to get was the ray gun and Wonderwaff. Now the only thing that kind of sucks about using those weapons with no perks is you have splash damage, and the waff on this map is pretty much cursed because if you use it with jug anyways, it can take your jug away from even one zap, which really sucks. But I didn't have jug, so I didn't have to worry about that, but it obviously can still down you. So early on, just doing this, you know, kind of just camping here, training when I have to. This is what I do for the entire match. I don't open the rest of the map, and I don't pack-a-punch anything either, because I wanted to have enough points to continue to use that trap. Using the trap is probably the best thing that you can do because it helps to speed up the rounds. You don't have to kill as many zombies, and you can save your ammo as well, because that does become a problem later on when you're not using wall weapons and you're trying to use box weapons, because you need something with more power. Like here I had the MG, which was super nice for the early rounds. It was a lot of fun to use on the dog rounds too, because one clip of the MG ends out the dog rounds, so you don't even have to reload. And after you use the trap on the earlier rounds, usually another horde comes in, and then that'll be the end of it. And of course I never get carpenters either. That's one drop that I never pick up ever when I play zombies, because I like to try and get these games done quickly. I don't really try to speed run or anything, but I don't want to play super slow with carpenters, and they really don't help. I mean, they kind of mess up the spawns a little bit later on, so they're not very helpful. Now for the dog round, just using the MG, and super easy with the MG. I had monkeys too, which I'll be using later in the game. And that ends round 12 with a dog round. I just continue to hit the box, and eventually it does teddy bear. Thankfully it moved to the other area near the spawn room where the one teleporter is. If it would have moved behind me, I would have had to open the rest of the map, and it would kind of screw up my strategy of staying in this area. If it ever does that, you'll probably have to reset your game, which really sucks because you have to do everything all over again. But since you're not buying perks, it's a pretty quick setup, and you're not doing pack-a-punch either, so you don't have to worry about points too much, but you do want to make sure you have enough points to buy that trap, because if you're sitting here past round 20 without using the traps, it gets really hectic. Even these trains here on round 15 were getting a little crazy. I'm not a big fan of training on this map. There's not really a lot of room, it's kind of tight. But when you have the weapons to do it, it's okay. PPSH really came in handy. Now for the later rounds, I ended up getting the ray gun and the Wonderwaff. Didn't take me too long to get them. I actually got the ray gun first and then the Wonderwaff on the very next hit, so that was pretty lucky. And these rounds really weren't too bad still, even with no perks, because the ray gun is about a 2-hit kill into the 20s, and of course the WAF is helpful too. Did start to get the mid-round dogs now. The ray gun is also good for them. It's usually a one hit on the dogs, sometimes two if you accidentally miss the headshot. And then I started using the WAF, shooting a couple shots of it, which pretty much ends your round, except for a few extras that'll run in, like these guys right here. And that ends round 19. So now for my final round, ended up making it to 26. My goal was 25, so kind of happy with it, kind of not, and you'll see why from how I went down. Kind of pissed about it, but still satisfied, as it did take me a couple tries to even get this far with no perks. So I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed to say the least, but still somewhat happy because the strategy is pretty solid for what I was looking to do. So, and this is pretty much it. This is how you're going to do this map with no perks. And of course the WAF does end up being the death of me. That's how I end up going down, as I shock myself, which you'll see here in a couple seconds. But make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.